So today's episode of Nateson is going to be a lot like the water level in your favorite video game. You're gonna hate it. You see, today we're talking about what's next after Overwatch. Apparently, this is something that has become a real topic in the community. It started as a meme, really, saying Overwatch is dead. And it's all fun and games. We can have our laughs and whatnot. But there are some people that seriously think that this is the truth, that Overwatch is on its way out the door. Guys, we have a long time left with this game, but hey, let's have fun talking about what are the other things that we're going to be playing next after Overwatch. So, what do we play next right now? Let's say right now, we just killed Overwatch. It's officially dead. So now we have to look at some of the other games that are probably going to be coming out / other games that people are playing right now that Overwatch players would typically turn to. So theoretically, Overwatch is non-existent right now. What comes and fills its place? So the first thing you're going to see is that game developers are scurrying and trying to really pick up the audience that Overwatch had brought in. There's got to be a new game to come out, and people are going to rush these hero genre like shooters to try and collect the player base. So you already see the game kind of like Paladins, which is really the closest thing besides Team Fortress 2, which is older. Paladins really the closest thing we have to the feel of Overwatch. And if you've played Paladins, it is pretty much a copy and paste of Overwatch.
He can charge, and what's really cool about this guy is that he gets this big shield.
What's the word? Cheap feeling? The first thing you're going to see is one of the major gaming companies, or EAs, and everybody that can aim up with AAA names, they're going to be rushing out the next hero genre shooter. It has too big of a player base. Hopefully it would be Valve, which I think would be a safe fallback that people would be comfortable going to, in the name of Team Fortress Tres. Tres means 3 for those of you who don't speak Spanish. So if Team Fortress 3 were to come out, I think that is something that a lot of us would agree on would be a nice fallback for those of us that are into Overwatch currently. Are you one of those people? If so, put a comment down below. I'm putting a hat on because my hair is messed up from playing with it. The Team Fortress franchise, the company behind it, Valve, this is all something that players are already familiar with. Delivers on fantastic product, and many of the Overwatch big players, like Seagull is the biggest example, of players that came from Team Fortress 2 and the Team Fortress franchise. You see, the first thing that will happen, if Overwatch is gone today, Team Fortress will take over once again. I'm sure Valve will push a new game. There is so much money to be made in this genre. Way too many people are now hooked on the hero shooter, thanks to the people that have pioneered this game mode in the first place, the many different companies, and thank you for Valve for really popularizing it with Team Fortress 2. This player base has gotten huge. You guys watching this video are part of the reason why Team Fortress 3 would come out, and probably even almost be rushed by Valve. It'll be a huge race by all the main companies to try and get your money. Okay, so let's get away from the hero genre shooter right now. What would people fall back to? It would absolutely people going back to the stuff that they're comfortable with. So getting out of the battle royales that people would be playing with their friends, people would still gravitate towards the shooter genre. And I think this is where people would be getting picked up into Call of Duty, Counter-Strike. I think Rainbow Six Siege would see a lot of players as well. I think people are so fascinated with that shooter genre now, especially the casual players sucked up into the Overwatch player base that were enticed by the way Overwatch looked, but now love the feeling of FPS games. People will go into this genre and explore other titles. If Overwatch dies today, people will go outside. That is a lie. Have you seen the color of my skin? Do you think I've seen the sun in the past 5 years? Okay, you know what? So let's talk about Overwatch 2. Apparently I'm just a hat now. And you know what? And then your Overwatch didn't make the Overwatch 2 video, but we're just gonna go ahead and talk a little bit about that. So you know what? You've exposed me. I'm copying other content creators. Guys, please let me go. Don't unsubscribe. Don't dislike the video. You know what? Overwatch 2. The idea of it is very enticing to me. Anything that has to do with and I love the game. Look at everything. The channel. Everything's over. It's enticing. Having a second Overwatch. And then its possibility, I think the reality of it is that we aren't going to get another Overwatch ever. I think it's going to be more expansions onto our game that we have currently. The only chance at an Overwatch 2, probably 8 or 9 years down the road. We're going to have quite the longevity in the life of this one. But, okay, life after Overwatch. Let's talk about Overwatch 2. Overwatch 2 is going to basically be all of the mistakes that Overwatch has made from Overwatch. They're going to try and fix everything in Overwatch 2. So they're going to listen to the community. I think the biggest thing we'll see is a complete reverse of the things that everybody tends to complain about. Right now, that is one-shotting and stuns. I think in Overwatch 2, I think they'll cut that. I think they'll find a way to get the game. And so do you guys remember that huge, popular, like massive, successful game that came out a little while ago? Lawbreakers? It's funny, I had to look that name up. I completely forgot what it was called. The game flopped so badly. And you know what? With the success of Overwatch, we can be really honest. Overwatch 2 would probably look a lot like Overwatch now that we have. Game modes would probably be somewhat similar. Hero classes, in the way that heroes synergize work together, probably be a little bit similar. It'll just be really different heroes, different maps, a different UI. And there we go, new game. Let's all pay 40 bucks again. Hey, I would. One thing I do know is that there are way too many people playing hero shooters right now. Life after Overwatch. What's next after Overwatch? It is not the end. This hero shooter genre, this whole thing that we have going here that this community is in love with, is still going to live on, whether Blizzard will continue it, which I think they obviously will, or not. The skills that you have made in this game will carry on. Games like this are going to keep coming out because people love it way too much. So, what I'm basically telling you, and I have warned of this many times across videos on my channel, I have warned you that as this game and as this genre keeps going forward, your skills are going to keep mattering. In 10, 15, 20 years, hey, we'll all have kids and we'll talk about them in our comment sections, and our kids are going to be playing games like I really do think that this genre is going to be this popular going forward and is so well liked by people, casual, competitive, whatever. This genre, what's next after Overwatch, is so popular that our skills are going to carry over, and what we are learning right now in game is going to be important for us down in the long term. If Overwatch were to die, what we are good at in Overwatch and everything that we've learned won't, because there will be a new game to be good at that has the same kind of fundamentals of Overwatch, and that is going to be where everybody goes, and you are going to be able to thrive because you put time into practicing and getting better.